The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, I'm Jemima Sukbat with the news. In this edition, 20 political parties receive funds, 1 billion for SEZ feasibility studies, and ISO name train on squad. Police officers in the nation's capital were quick to respond to 2 traffic accidents this morning, preventing opportunists from destroying the vehicles. ACP NTD and Central Commander Anthony Wagambi Jr. said one of the vehicles involved in one accident was a Toyota Land Cruiser. The vehicle veered off the road at the 9 Mile Cemetery. Its driver and passengers escaped when police arrived at the scene. ACP Wagambi said opportunists tried to remove vehicle parts, but police arrived in time and towed the vehicle away. The second incident occurred at Vada near the Don Bosco Technical Institute. Sector Patrol Fox 101 arrived and prevented the vehicle from being stripped. Wagambi said it is common for opportunists to strip or burn vehicles that have been in an accident. While he called for the public to respect another person's property, he called on drivers to drive within speed limits to avoid accidents. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese will have a busy schedule during his 2-day official visit to Papua New Guinea from 12th to 13th January. PNG Foreign Affairs Minister Justin Kachenko said Australia is a traditional partner to PNG and the visit will strengthen ties. This will be Albanese's first official visit to PNG as Prime Minister. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is likely to have 12 engagements in Port Moresby and Wewak for his 2-day official visit on Thursday 12th and Friday 13th. Foreign Affairs Minister Justin Kachenko outlined today that preparations are well underway to receive Prime Minister Albanese, adding this will be a historical visit.
So this meeting is not only symbolic due to the fact that in 1975 when we had our independence, Pangu Party was leading at that time, as well as the Labor Party. And with the late Sir Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare and of course Gough Whitlam moving forward in that regard. So we have some historical relationships with the Labor Party, and the Prime Minister is keen to improve and enhance the relationship with Australia.
Prime Minister Albanese and his delegation will arrive at 10 a.m. Thursday by an Australian Air Force aircraft at the APEC terminal, where he will be received by a guard of honour and 19-gun salute. He will then pay a courtesy call on the Governor-General at the Government House, then proceed to the Parliament House, where he is expected to address members of Parliament and the country.
A historical event will happen at the National Parliament, where for the first time an Australian Prime Minister will address the National Parliament and all our members. And we look forward to Prime Minister Albanese's address to the Parliament and to our country.
The fourth PNG Australia Annual Leaders Dialogue at the APEC House will take place after his address in Parliament. Important treaties will be discussed, including defense, stronger security in the region, and visa issues. On Friday, both Prime Ministers and the delegation will travel to Wewak to visit the resting place of the late great Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare. In Wewak, Prime Minister Albanese will also visit Moyem Barracks and the craft market at Boram Airport. Albanese and his delegation are expected to depart Port Moresby for Australia at 4:30 p.m. Friday. Foreign Affairs Minister Justin Kachenko announced today that the National Executive Council has made a decision to close down PNG's trade mission in Taipei, Taiwan. He said after an assessment was done on the office, a decision was reached and it was no longer viable to operate. The move follows the termination of a PNG diplomat in Taipei last year for assaulting his wife in public.
We have done a full analysis over the last 12 months on the aspects of that office to see if it was working, if it was viable to keep economically, and done a full assessment on the office, trade office in Taipei. From the Department of Foreign Affairs, Trade, we've come to the conclusion that the office was no longer needed, and we'll be setting up a new office lower than what it was to ensure that we can have a better understanding between Taipei and Papua New Guinea.
The Integrity of Political Parties and Candidates Commission, as well as the Registry of Political Parties Office, presented funds to 20 political parties today. Annual funds for several of the parties include outstanding funds from previous years.
About 20 political parties presented their annual funds today by the Integrity of Political Parties and Candidates Commission, as well as the Registry of Political Parties Office. Acting Registrar of Political Parties Emmanuel Pock said since 5 years ago, political parties have been underfunded.
We've continuously requested the Treasury and Finance to give us the outstanding political party payments. But by virtue of Section 78 of the Organic Law on the Integrity of Political Parties and Candidates, the state is required to pay political parties annual funding.
He stated that it was very challenging due to the decrease in funds because of the budget situation. In 2017, they were allocated 369,000 kina. In 2018 was 758,000 kina, 520,000 kina for 2019, 434,000 kina in 2020. In 2021, they were allocated 502,000 kina, and in 2022 was 412,000 kina. Pock acknowledged the Marperoso government and some of the hard-working general secretaries for the political parties for pushing for funds.
We had areas for over 3 million kina to pay the political parties. We've had areas of about 2 million kina, and that was also released together with the political party funding before the close of last accounts.
He stated that the funding was from 2017 to 2022, and for 2023 they are allocated 283,000 kina. He added that the office is now beginning on a clean slate. The party funded has calculated 10,000 kina per member, and also it's subject to annual returns. Political parties who haven't done their returns did not receive the full funds. However, as soon as returns are completed, the funds will be given. Jasmine Eru, TVWAN News.
Meantime, the air was cleared as the Director for Funding of Disclosure, John Bishop, gave insights on the election
members respectively. And those MPs who have not returned, we'll still give them time to make their returns. Of course, there are provisions in the organic law which deals with late returns, which deals with non-returns, etc. Those penalties may be imposed by the registry after we have confirmed all these issues and have taken up with the Integrity Commission for the approval to impose those penalties. The party's election returns will be assessed at a later date.
This is TVWAN News. We'll have more stories after the break. Stay tuned.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Open Nets.
St. John Ambulance, how can we help you?
Calls like these are part of our day-to-day routine at St. John Ambulance.
Ops base, this is Alpha 130. We cannot locate the patient or the house.
Our crew is unable to locate you. Ma'am, I would like to send you a text which has a link that can help us find you.
Introducing the GoodSim application. When you click on the link, you give us permission to log into your location and get to you in time.
Confirmed Ops base. Alpha 130 has arrived on scene.
Hey OneTalks, guess what? Did you know that with Digicel OneTalk Prime bundles, you get more free data for all your Digicel apps?
Free data?
Yes, get free data for each Digicel app with your OneTalk Prime bundle. Free data means more free entertainment. So what are you waiting for? Activate your OneTalk Prime bundle in my Digicel app or dial *675# today and enjoy free data only with Digicel. Better together.
Video marketing is the latest trend in today's world. We at Trend Media have the expertise and unrivaled multimedia platforms to take your messages to the next level. Our TVWAN platform gets the most audiences from Filipino dramas, popular sports telecasts, and up-to-date live news. Advertise on Digicel TV and TVWAN to bring your messages to the center stage. For more information, contact Trend Media today.
Welcome back. The Simbu provincial government presented a check of 1 million kina to the Minister for Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, on Monday in Port Moresby for the feasibility study of a special economic zone in Karamui in Salt Nomane district. Governor Noah Cool and Chuave MP James Nomane presented the check to Minister Maru.
Karamui LLG in the Salt Nomane Karamui district says provincial borders with Gulf, Southern Islands and Eastern Islands. The southernmost part of Chimbu has fertile soil and an abundance of export-grade produce like cardamom, cocoa, vanilla and coffee. Simbu Governor Noah Cool, when presenting the check to the Minister for Trade and Investment, said Karamui is a potential food basket with a sizable value for large-scale commercial agriculture.
All in all, Simbu is ready. We have a vehicle, housing, we'll organize the police on the ground and local experts from SPG to support the minister, the ministry, and the SCTF team to fast-track the process.
However, Mr. Cool admitted that Karamui is landlocked and the people have not had road access in the last 47 years of independence. He added that Karamui, as he said, will be successful because all 7 Simbu MPs are in full support for this project to succeed. Tuave MP and Vice Minister for Planning, James Nomane, emphasized it as an ideal location for the SEZ.
Simbu, as a province, we can't continue to harp on and sing this sorry song that we don't have, resources, we don't have oil and gas, we don't have mineral reserves. We have Karamui, and that will contribute to our economic independence.
Meantime, MP for Kerovagi, Francis Siune, is adamant that Karamui SEZ will be the model zone in the country. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
Minister for Trade and Investment Richard Maru has clarified that the intention of the government in creating special economic zones is to unlock the economic potential of a particular province. Maru said after receiving the 1 million kina check from the Simbu provincial government for a feasibility study into the Karamui Special Economic Zone.
Simbu province has been relying on the national government for the past 47 years as it only generates 5 million kina per year into the government coffers. However, they are looking to increase their contribution with the proposed special economic zone. Minister for Trade and Investment Richard Maru, when accepting the 1 million kina check for the SEZ feasibility study, says although Karamui is an ideal place, they are yet to connect Karamui to the provincial with road infrastructure. Maru also says the funding will enable the feasibility study.
My time as minister, Simbu has created history, and making history today by being the first provincial government to come forward with funding. We need to get beyond the talk and the policies we talked about last year. We need to get action on the ground. Today, Simbu, in January, I want to thank you. Governor, I salute you, your provincial administration and your district for coming with $1 million, which you will hand over today.
Minister Maru added that the feasibility study will be intensive as it will cover all areas from road network, power and infrastructure. He assured the people of Simbu that the government will support them in making the Karamui SEZ operational. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
Prime Minister James Marape has again clarified in Parliament today that almost 13 billion is currently reserved at the Central Bank for foreign exchange. Marape was responding to questions from Governor of Southern Highlands, William Powie, if there are foreign reserves available.
Prime Minister James Marape said the government has signalled relevant agencies to solve the issue of fuel supply in the country once and for all. The Prime Minister was responding to questions from Governor for Southern Islands William Powie on the recent issue of fuel supply affecting flights.
There's a lot of issues in the social media now. Man meri woglo tok olsem. Bank of PNG got low foreign reserve. In our government through Prime Minister talking me plan people long Papua New Guinea. This plan true or not?
PM Marape said the government has had talks with Puma and relevant agencies to ensure such issues are not repeated.
The requirement for them to purchase the new fuel supply was sought. The Bank of PNG did not allow Puma to be on the board for the commercial banks to supply forex for them to make the purchase for the new order to come in. That is because of some issues that Bank of PNG felt Puma need to respond to. Puma did show me 13 issues that Bank of PNG raised their response in as far as those issues were concerned. Today I met Central Bank Governor and a team from the Central Bank with Chief Secretary and a team at the office. They responded that they're working to resolve these issues. There are some regulatory issues that Bank of PNG felt Puma need to respond to. Puma has responded to them. The central government, national government through Treasury and Prime Minister's Department will try to arbitrate so that we do not stop the immediate supply of fuel, but at the same time, the issues that central bank feels needs to be addressed are addressed through the due process.
Marape assured Parliament that the government has put relevant agencies on notice and urged them to come up with an understanding that will not affect the people of Papua New Guinea. Frida Kana, TV1 News.
Minister for Education Jimmy Uguro has confirmed that government will be paying for school fees this year and that no school must charge any fees for students from elementary to grade 12. Minister Uguro confirmed that first quarter payments were paid today.
Me like talk so all Papa Mama long country blow me, government blow me, and me buy my school fees. Now teacher, now headmaster, now board, my charge all school fees. All schools blow me, start long elementary all the way to grade 12. Now total school fee was last year, me blow pay him 632 million. One can load this year by me blow pay him. Now no got one blow government before, he been buying school fee, low time. Me blow buy him low time. Before the school start, now me blow pay him too. Before the school he pass. The government too buying project fees. You blow power my complaint to us project fees. The Maraperoso government and buying project fee too. 160 million. Me blow start him last year.
TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Save time and money and pay your TV bills with a breeze. Call us today on toll-free number 1515 to set up your monthly postpaid TV subscription. And if you do, you can watch Digicel TV on your mobile for free. No data costs and no additional subscription. Don't miss out. Call us today for your residential postpaid TV package today. Digicel TV. More channels, more choice, more value.
5 times more data for the same price with Digicel's Big Per Daily Data plans.
That's right, our daily data plans are now supersized to give you more data at super low prices.
Get 512 megabytes data for just 3 kina and a massive 5 gigabytes data for only 15 kina.
So what are you waiting for? Take advantage of these massive data deals with Digicel's new Big Per Daily Data plans. 5 times more data to use on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, plus your Digicel apps. Get your Big Per Daily Data plan on My Digicel app
or dial *675 today. Only with Digicel. Better together.
Are you ready for football to get down to the nitty-gritty? Or whatever this is? Are you making plans for football? Flying for football? Flexing for football? And brushing up on your Spanish for football?
Tu defensa es basura. Eso.
Are you standing up, breaking down, and staying hyped for football? Good. Then you're ready.
The Ministry for International Trade and Investment has dedicated its working year to God by holding a worship service at the APEC House this morning. Minister Richard Maru hosted the first ever dedication service of this new department. The dedication service was led by Pastor Willie Siso of Korabosia SDA Church.
The worship service for the new department and Ministry for International Trade and Investment was attended by Vice Minister Kesi Sawang, the Acting Secretary, CEOs and staff of department agencies, and also the Vice Minister for National Planning, James Nomane, and Department Secretary Connie Samuel. Minister Maru observed that after 47 years of being independent, we still lack in basic human rights responses. He said, as minister responsible, he reckons without God, nothing can be achieved. In his preaching, Pastor Willie Siso expounded on the theme scripture for the service in Jeremiah 1:5 and Psalms 127, verse 1. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
In sports, the PRK Gulf ISO have announced a train and trial squad of 44 players for the 2023 DGCL Cup season. The club looks forward to season 2023, with showcasing its young players taking up a notch from the ISO development program.
The PRK Gulf ISO has retained most of its players, with others joining, mostly players from its development program for the last 2 years. The program has yielded results, and Gulf ISO head coach Roger Laka is not wasting time, giving opportunities for the young budding players to showcase their talents this season. Coach Laka will focus on its up-and-coming young talents to groom them for competitive footy in the DGCL Cup season, adding that the franchise is building more of its own players from the development program rather than buying players. Few names from the development program who have tasted DGCL Cup season in 2022 are Kenny Laho, Charlie Horope, Samuel Kiap, Olo Ben, and Graham Sinori. The ISO management have also recruited from local Gulf League, signing up 2 players from Kikori Rugby League. The team will be further strengthened this season with the inclusion of former Mendy Muruks players Justin Yoka and Emmanuel David. The team will assemble at the Mosby South Stadium in Calgary on Thursday, 12 January for medical checks. Susan Oreape, TV1 Sports.
CPG Central Dubarry's head coach Stephen Gunwa has identified and selected his 40-man pre-season squad ahead of the 2023 DGCL Cup season. They have started pre-season training. The core of the team that landed the Central Dubarry's maiden final season has been retained, with a few new faces in the bid to maintain the club's dream run. Meantime, the 4th edition of Central Dubarry's Rugby League 9's tournament is underway. The competition started on Monday, January 9th. It is expected to be played across the entire Central Province in 13 zones before the winners come to Port Moresby for the finals in early February. This annual off-season tournament is targeted to identify and expose more new talent from rural Central who could potentially be scouted into the Central Dubarry's team. This is its 4th year running and could be the biggest yet in terms of new teams joining the competition for the first time. And that wraps up another edition of TV1 News. Remember to apply the following simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Video marketing is the latest trend in today's